So I was driving in the Jæren region, and I came to this very beautiful place called Varhaug Old Cemetery. And there's a tiny little chapel and a beautiful view of the ocean. This is a starting point for a very nice hiking route called the Old King's Road that goes along the coastline here. And today I'm out testing or trying to find the optimal and minimalist vlogging setup. Right now I'm on my Canon R8 and I'm using the very compact little RF 15 to 30 millimeter f 4.5 to 6.3 lens. So this lens has lens stabilization, and I'm also using the electronic stabilization in the camera. And for audio today, I'm using the Sennheiser MKE 400, which is placed on top of my camera, and it's quite windy today, so I'm kind of curious to see if this microphone with the wind buff on can handle these kind of wind, this kind of wind. I'm shooting in 4K 25 frames per second, and I'm using C-Log 3. I'm just walking around here on the old graveyard. The sun is very low today, as usual in this season, but we have some beautiful clear skies today, almost no clouds. It's 4 degrees Celsius, so the wind is biting. It's very cold. So this lens being so so light and compact, and also having this very wide focal length makes it a very comfortable vlogging lens, because I don't have to stretch my arm all the way out. I can have a slight little bend in my elbow, just holding the camera. The camera itself, the R8, is a very light and tiny camera, and with this microphone on top of the camera, don't have to worry about remembering to hook up the wireless microphone if I'm using the DJI. Everything is just grab and go. And even though this is a quite a dark lens, being a 4.5 to 6.3 lens, that's not a problem on days like this when the sun is strong. But I have struggled with it on very overcast days, maybe in the afternoon, when right before sunset. But one problem I have with this, when I'm hand holding the camera like this, is sometimes I accidentally turn a knob or a dial, or ruin the settings. So when I first arrived here, I shot a couple of videos, and suddenly I realized that the shutter speed was too low. It was 1/30, even though I always keep it on 1/50 when I'm shooting 25 frames per second. So I must have accidentally turned the dial when I was raising the camera up to start filming, and because of the strong sunlight, I didn't notice. So but I'll include that footage in this video anyway. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna change over to another lens, one of my favorite lenses, and as soon as I put the other lens on the camera, I will explain which lens it is. This is perhaps my favorite lens. This is the EF 16-35 f2.8 L lens. It is it's an old lens, but I find it to be very sharp. As long as I can nail the settings. Right now I'm shooting at f2.8. So I don't know if there is any background blur. It's a bit difficult to see the screen because of the very strong sunlight. This lens doesn't have any lens stabilization, so I'm only using the electronic stabilization in the camera. I have only turned on the first setting. So I had to run back to the car because the cold wind was getting unbearable. So I think I'll drive a little bit further north, and I will stop at Obrestad harbour. I think maybe I will have some shelter from the wind there, and I will continue this testing. This EF lens is quite a bit heavier compared to the RF 15 to 30, but I kind of like it. Of course, the extra help that the lens stabilization in the RF lens gives will make the footage look a little bit smoother, perhaps, but I feel that this lens has some more pop. When I get to Obrestad harbour, I will continue the test, but on a different camera. I will be using the R6 Mark II. The problem I've had with that camera is the IBIS wobble. So we'll see if the wobble is too strong. So yeah, I'll drive over there and I'll continue the video there. So now I'm using the R6 Mark II camera, and I'm back on the RF 15 to 30 millimeter lens. I have the lens stabilization on, and I'm also using the first level of electronic stabilization. It is not possible to see when I'm just looking at the screen if there is a wobble or not. But I can feel that this camera is a little bit heavier. But when I'm using this very wide lens, and I don't have to stretch the arm all the way out, it doesn't really matter so much. It's quite windy here as well, but when I'm just walking in between these buildings here, it's not as bad as it was near the chapel. So I'll just head back to the car and switch to the EF 16 to 35mm lens, just so I can compare the video, if it makes any difference when I put it on this camera. This is the 16 to 35mm EF lens on the R6 Mark II. I don't know if you can notice any difference, especially in the corners when I'm moving around. So I don't know if this is a 100% fair comparison, because now the sun has disappeared behind some pretty dark clouds. But I'm shooting at a f2.8. And I forgot to mention that I'm using ND filters on both lenses. On this EF lens I have a drop-in filter from Meike, or Mikey, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. So this was just a little test of these two lenses and how they work on these two very similar but also very different cameras. I'm trying to find the optimal setup for this type of just run and gun vlogging. I have a gimbal, but I prefer not to use it because it's one extra gear that I have to set up and prepare, and the point of my vlogs is to show my viewers the nature, the landscape of Jæren area, and that's why I want the simplest setup. Sometimes I'm using a tripod with a camera, like now, but I also prefer just to bring the camera with me to shoot some handheld footage, and I want the footage to look as good as possible. We have many beautiful sandy beach in this area, but a long stretch of the coast is looking like this, with rocks and pebbles which were brought here by the glacier during the last day's ice age, and they were dropped off in the ocean, and over the centuries and millennia, the waves and the rolling waves has grinded them into these very rounded rocks. So we have them everywhere. As you can imagine, it must have been a very hard work for the farmers when they were trying to clear the fields of all these rocks, and after the winter, after the frost disappeared, new rocks, new stones has come to the surface, and they had to start again every spring, picking rocks, carrying them away, or using them to build stone fences. We have those stone fences everywhere. Every farm has them. And if I turn the camera towards the old vicarage, gamle prestegård, you can see here, even here, they have these stone fences. So up here, on that ridge, that cliff, you can see Obrestad lighthouse, where I have shot many of my videos before, and it's one of my favorite places to go, especially when the weather is a bit rough. We get some very heavy winds, and the view from up there is amazing. So I really enjoyed the walk today, even though it was freezing cold. The wind was blowing even through my puffer jacket. My hands feels numb. But my main goal today was to... But the first goal was just to continue testing the RF 15 to 30 millimeter lens, because that is a very handy little, very portable, nice little lens. It has a little reach up to 30 millimeter, and it has this super wide focal length of 15 millimeter, which is very nice to have. I feel that the videos I capture with this lens, with that lens, is sharp enough. It's not the sharpest lens. That's the reason why I also brought this L lens, the EF 16 to 35 millimeter lens, because I just wanted to compare if I can notice any substantial difference in the sharpness. And also I wanted to compare how an stabilized lens compares to a non-stabilized lens. On both cameras, both the R6 and the R8, I only use the first level of digital image stabilization, because I wanted to be able to use the full width of this lens. When I use the enhanced image stabilization, it crops in a bit too much, especially on this 16 millimeter lens. So I'm pretty excited to get back home and look at the footage and compare it and make up my mind which lens should I bring if I only want to bring one lens, and also which camera to bring.